Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello everybody, my name is Gospođa Pereca, which translates to English as Mrs. Pretzel. However, you can just call me Pereca! I am an old Yugoslav comrade providing resistance to occupation forces, regardless of whether they're fascists trying to occupy our country or cis-heteronormative hegemony trying to occupy our bodies. In other words, Free Palestine and Britney Spears. Today, we will be providing resistance to these occupation dark circles trying to occupy my face. As you can see, I have just taken a shower. I shaved my entire body. I washed all the dirty holes. And now I am feeling fresh. I currently don't have any makeup on. I usually don't wear makeup in my day-to-day life. Like, for example, when I go to the supermarket. I wouldn't want people to be envious of all of this gorgeousness. The first thing that I do are my eyes. It is very important to prime your eyes. When you open your eye, your lids go inside and your skin starts to rub itself. And that causes your eye to sweat. And sweat can dissolve your makeup and make it easier to be smudged. You have to use eye primer. Eye primer not only helps the eyeshadow stuck better to your eyes, but also most eyeshadow primers are wax-based. So they cover your eyes and then the wax prevents the sweat to go through. Some people use a foundation instead of an eye primer, which you should never do because most foundations are actually oil-based and they will only cause your eyes to sweat more. Now, as you have seen, I, in this particular case, have actually used the foundation as an eye primer. Why? Because eye primers are expensive as f***ing shit. You know, I sometimes watch those videos with beauty influencers who are decluttering their makeup, and they have like 50 different eyeshadow primers. And some people like myself can't even afford one. That's why I became a communist. I want to redistribute the goddamn eyeshadow primer. Right now, I am just packing more onto my lids. The foundation is actually helping the eyeshadow stick better. Now I'm highlighting my brow bone with a white eyeshadow. Now we're going to blend those two colors together, taking a darker brown and cutting the lids even more. I think beauty influencers are supposed to let you know what brushes they are using. I am currently using a brush that I found under the bed. If you have a brush under your bed, that one will do. You know, sometimes when I'm putting on so much makeup, the people ask me, Gospođa Pereca, are you a drag queen? And I always get very offended by that question. A queen is somebody who's born into privilege and then gets into a position of power through nepotism. I am not a queen. I am part of the proletariat. I am part of the working class. The ones who make money from their own hard work, their own two hands, their own skill, their own talent, and their own gorgeousness. So no, I am not a drag queen. I am a drag revolutionary. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to carve out my crease. You should usually use like a black eyeshadow, but unfortunately I don't really have a black eyeshadow in my palette. So I'm using this really dark navy blue. Once I blend it in, you won't even notice the difference. Really blend that in. Put on a little bit of more highlight and then blend it seamlessly together. And now I take that same foundation with a small brush and I evenly apply it to my lids where I want my highlights to be. Just following that line that I have created, I'm just going to matte it out with the same color that I used on my brow bone. And now I'm taking this little tiny brush and I'm just going to define my edges even more. Another brush that I use is actually this tiny brush, which is actually a painting brush, and I'm just going to cut the top of my lids. Gently. And the last little touch is the glitter. Put the glitter all over your eyelids. I'm going to do the same with my other eye. Do you see that? Now that my eyes are completely done, I'm going to start applying my foundation and contouring my face. But first, I need a little break. No matter what it is that I do, I always try to take a lot of breaks, not to burn out myself. I'm just going to cut my eyeshadow like that, make it look even more sharp and more precise. See, when you are applying foundation, you are like a painter, and your face is the canvas. And the point of the foundation is to take your face and paint on a completely different face. For those of you who might be wondering what my pronouns are she, her. But if you make a mistake, it is completely fine, I don't care. I personally always ask people for their correct pronouns. It is very important for me to gender people correctly when I'm talking shit behind their back. And now that I have covered my face in foundation, I'm going to matte the foundation with a white setting powder. And now that my powder is completely set, I'm going to start contouring my face. Unfortunately, once again, I don't really have a contour palette. So once again, I just use whatever I have under my bed. I have a bronzer, and I'm going to combine it with the browns in my eyeshadow palette. Just like that. I also contour my jawline. Contouring just strengthens the features of your face. And now that I have managed to contour my cheeks and my jawline, I'm actually going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to take the browns in my eyeshadow palette and we're going to deepen the shadow. And now I'm going to bake my highlights. I also don't really have any highlighting powder, so I'm just going to use the talc powder. You shouldn't do this, but I just do this because, you know, I can't afford expensive shit. So you gotta fake it until you make it. Now I'm just putting it under my eyes. You can also use a beauty blender to really get in there. The same with the other under eye. A little bit on my nose. And now I'm cutting the cheek. This is what we call cutting a cheek. This is what we call baking. While my face is baking, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I don't actually glue down brows, I just use my natural brows because my natural facial features are just naturally snatched and gorgeous. And I just strengthen the brow with a brown pencil. And now I'm going to highlight underneath my brow. For that I use a white eyeliner. Just like that, creating a little bit more of definition. Now the other eye. Now I'm going to dust away the powder that was setting, and I'm going to highlight my face. Sijamo za bogove. And now I'm putting on my eyeliner. Now, doing eyeliner is, for me, the most intense part of doing makeup. Because doing your eyeliner, it's like Trinity K. Bonet deciding to do stand-up on RuPaul's Drag Race. It can go wonderfully well, or be the moment where everything goes terribly wrong. I'm using a painting brush. This is the smallest brush that you can find for painting number 0. And I'm actually using my eyeliner and putting it on the brush and painting on my lids. Stay with me, comrades. We are not afraid of the eyeliner. Mi stojimo postojano kamo klisurina. Moving on to the other eye. This is the most difficult part, trying to make the other one match the first one. My eyeliner is done. Now I like to go back in with that deep navy blue under my eyes and frame the eyes. From outer corner till just a little above the middle. And now I'm going to go back with my eyeliner and gently drag it down. And then blend that eyeliner with the eyeshadow. The same thing with the other eye. And now I'm going to fill it in with white eyeliner once again to give it that really cat eye look. The next thing that I'm going to put on are my eyelashes. Where's the other eyelash? These have already been used before, but it doesn't matter. I washed them. I'm going to put on them some eyelash glue, just like that. Putting on the other eyelash. I think I just glued my eye shut. This eyelash glue is not transgender friendly. They are a little bit wonky, but never mind, I am still gorgeous. Now I'm going to blend my natural lashes into the fake lashes. And I'm going to put on mascara to make it look even more dramatic. And my eyes are finished. And now the final touch are my lips. I use a pencil to draw my lips, and I like to really overdraw them, like dramatically overdraw them. I basically draw on a pretty much a normal lip, and then I like to go over and make it bigger and bigger and bigger until it looks absolutely gorgeous. And when I'm finally done drawing my lips with a pencil, then I go in with a matte lipstick. Yeah, so I'm going to stop here because this is the closest to even that you're going to get from me. I am an old partisan woman. My job is providing resistance to occupation forces, not evenly redistributing lipstick. Now I'm going to wait for my lipstick to dry, and now we are going to put glitter on. This is the most interesting part of makeup, just putting glitter on everywhere. Doesn't that look just so gorgeous? Oh yes. Oh yes. And now, for the final touch, I'm going to set everything with a setting spray. And this is the final look. I'm now going to take my papilotne off, and I'm going to let my beautiful red curls out, and I'm going to put my Titova pionierka uniform, and I will be 100% ready to provide resistance to occupation forces. Ta-da! This is the finished look. Oh my god, I look so gorgeous. I think I'm gonna have to download some dating apps, yes. It would be a shame for nobody to witness this gorgeousness. Yes, I'm going to go download Tinder and get myself a date tonight. Maybe I'll fall in love. Maybe I'll fall into a dumpster. You never know. Thank you for tuning into my first makeup tutorial. I will see you very, very soon. And until then, keep providing resistance to occupation forces. Voli vas vaša gospođa Pereca! Gorgeous.
Drugovi, ja se ni sada ne stidim svoje komunističke prošlosti.